All right. Well, I think we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, I'm Heidi Garvin from Grow, Nebraska, and I'd like to welcome all of you to our third Thursday training. We have these trainings every month on the third Thursday of the month, and they are always free and open to the public. So if you see a topic that you think a friend would be interested in, go ahead and let them know that they can attend these for free. And they are always from noon until 1, always a call-in. So you don't have to worry about having, internet connection or anything like that. But this month, we are quite excited to have Christy come talk to us about some e-commerce shipping solutions. We do have a sponsor for this call, and we are excited this month. We have NPPD as our sponsor, and I believe we have Rick on the call to tell us a little bit about what they do.
Yes, thanks, Heidi. This is Rick Nelson. I'm the Economic Development Manager for Nebraska Public Power District, or NPPD. We're pleased to be a sponsor and supporter of Grow Nebraska and have been for a number of years. And I guess get the pleasure of serving on the advisory board for Grow and find that to be a good experience and a good opportunity to continue to support and contribute to the entrepreneurs across the state and small businesses. MPPD serves 80 communities at retail, sells power to 50 communities at wholesale, and also to 25 rural public power districts and the communities that they serve. So by and large, I think there's roughly 600,000 people in Nebraska that one way, shape, or form or another get their power through Nebraska Public Power District. So we're just pleased to be part of this. The economic development team is spread out through around the state. Our website, econdev.nppd.com, may provide some information that might be of value to Grow members as well. And I did notice there's at least 2 local economic developers on this call here as well today. So David and Pat, good to hear your voices. And Heidi, I'll turn it back over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Rick. And we would not be able to keep these trainings free and as accessible as they are without the support of wonderful organizations like NPPD and wonderful people like Rick who serve on our advisory board. Well, now I think we'll go ahead and get started on the main event. Chrissy, are you ready to take it away?
I am, and I want to thank you all for letting me have a little bit of your time here today to visit with you about some different shipping options with the Postal Service. There have been a lot of changes that have happened recently, and I want to make sure we get all of those covered and just kind of make sure you know everything that we've got going on. I do want to apologize about the late email as far as this whole presentation goes. I apologize because I thought it was just a conversation over the phone. So we quick got this put together for you so you could have something to look at as well. So the whole thing we'd like you to do today is kind of just rethink your shipping. And we are here really I'm here as a consultant to present solutions that can be tailored specifically for your business and hopefully give you some good ideas as we go along here. I am actually going to start on the screen number 3 that talks about shipping is more vital than ever. And as you can see on here, e-commerce and global organizations have created a critical need for complete inbound and outbound proactive shipping solutions. And I just want to let you know that the package business for the Postal Service has just really taken off. We've made a lot of good and I think really smart changes that are good for businesses and our customers, and we've been seeing double-digit growth in our package business over the last several quarters. They said that as of fiscal year 2013, the total domestic shipping market shipped more than 10 billion packages, and 95% of those were from businesses. And so, it's just growing like crazy. And so we want to be here to help you as well. We've got a lot of affordable solutions. We've got predictable upfront pricing. And that's really important. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the fact that we have no unexpected surcharges. And that's really more important now than ever because of some of the changes that FedEx and UPS have put in place. We have competitive pricing, and I'm going to go over that with you. And we've also got customized pricing modules for qualified shippers. So depending on what your need is and the volume that you're sending out, we might be able to get you lower prices than what is actually published for the rest of the world, I guess. So on screen 5, you can see we've got no unexpected surcharges. This is just a list of a few of the surcharges that both UPS and FedEx put on their packages. And as you take a look, no fuel surcharge, no delivery area, no extended delivery, no residential surcharge, no extra surcharge for Saturday delivery. That's important to know because customers, a lot of times when they order something, they want to get it right away. And so by having a surcharge for that Saturday delivery, it's like giving you 52 extra delivery days a year free. We don't charge for forwarding your package, or if there's an address correction, we don't have a charge for that. So, for example, if you send something to 123 Main Street, apartment number 11, and it should have been apartment number 111, we know where that's supposed to go, and so we're going to just take it and deliver it for you. And from what I'm told, you'll get anywhere from a $10 to a $20 charge forwarding on something like that from our competitors. We also have no charge on your return packages if it's undelivered or unclaimed. Just to make a note, too, on that no fuel surcharge, I think it's interesting to note that FedEx just announced that they have increased the amount of their fuel surcharge, and I was really surprised by that because of the price of gas keeps going down, so I was a little bit surprised by that. Another thing I'd like to say is if you have any questions or if I'm talking too fast or if you need anything, please jump right in because I really just am here to answer any questions and help you any way I can, okay? Okay, let's talk a little bit about competitive pricing. We have several different options available for you. One thing that we have that our competitors don't have is that we do have packages available to you at an ounce rate. And so if you're sending anything that's really lightweight, that's important to know because you might only have to pay $2 for a package that's just a few ounces as opposed to starting at the minimum net charge of 2 pounds. So our ounce-based solution is really a great option to have available. We also have tiered pricing for cubic pricing, which means that if your volume is really large and you would like us to come out and do an analysis of your packages, we can set up your pricing by the size of your box as opposed to the weight of your box. We also have flat rate packaging on priority mail up to 70 pounds. And that is probably something you all know. It's really an ease of use thing for customers. It's if it fits, it ships. And so whatever the flat rate option is, it has one rate, and it doesn't matter if it's going to Alaska, Hawaii, or any part of the United States, it's going to cost you the same amount. One thing that you might not know about is our regional rate boxes, and I am going to talk with you just a little bit more about that in a minute because I think that's really an important thing for you all to know about. We do have, in addition to our priority mail, which one of the changes that we've made now, if you're doing your labels electronically or printing your postage electronically, you will know with your priority mail what your expected delivery date is. Our priority mail is either 1, 2, or 3 days, and so it's kind of nice to be able to see on your label this package is expected to be delivered on Tuesday or on Wednesday, whatever the case may be. Also, a lot of times people don't think about us for overnight, but we do have Priority Mail Express, which offers overnight delivery options for you as early as 10:30 in the morning. We have Sunday and holiday available for that for a small fee, and that is it does have a money-back guarantee with that. This next chart on slide number 8 just kind of gives you a breakdown just for you to have for your own use that compares what our services are and depend on whether they're faster or cost effective, what they have available to them, whether the tracking is there or the Sunday delivery, that kind of thing is available. So this just shows you our priority mail options and a breakdown of that. Okay, now I've included this price because one of the things that I wanted to make sure that everybody is aware of is back in September, we actually reduced the rate of our priority mail for our commercial basic users. And the highlighted area is actually what the new rates are in blue on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you can see how much we actually lowered the rates. From about 5 pounds to about 25 pound zones 1 through 5 is really where we did a lot of this. And as you can see, there are some things that are up to almost $15 difference since we lowered our rates. That's significant to know because the good news is that in January, we did not raise our rates. And UPS and FedEx have raised their rates an average of about 4.9%. What that translates to is that in the weight categories of 1 to 10 pounds, they actually raised their rates about 6.2%. And in the 10 to 20 pound range, they actually went up about 5.7%. So I'm telling you this because if you haven't taken a look at what you're paying for your shipping charges in a while, it's a really good time to do that now. Another thing that they have done is they have put in a new charge, which is called a dimensional weight charge, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more later too. But I was thinking about some of the things that I wanted to talk to you about today, and I thought one of the things that I want all of our customers to know is just some of these changes that are going on. It's kind of like when my daughter got her first cell phone back in the day, we thought we were going to be getting a bill that was for $25. When that bill came, it was for $250. Well, we didn't have unlimited text and talking at the time, and trust me, we only had a bill like that one time, and we were able to take care of it. But I thought it's important just to let you know some of these changes that are taking place, so when your UPS or FedEx bill comes in, you don't get the kind of surprise that I had with that. Okay, regional rate boxes. This next screen shows you a little bit about the different boxes that we have. Now, some of you might be familiar with our flat rate boxes or the fact that we just have boxes available to you at USPS.com for just weighted by zone and weight. But we also have these regional rate boxes that are just really awesome if you are shipping anywhere like in Nebraska or the surrounding states. Actually, it's like zones 1 through 4 have the best prices. And if you look on there, we've got 5 different boxes. We have the regional rate box A, which there's a top-loading one and a side-loading one. And these boxes are kind of like flat rate boxes, but they have one rate for up to 15 pounds for these zones. So if you take a look at that first box, you see that you could send 15 pounds in one of these regional rate A boxes for as low as $5.32, depending on where you're going. Now, the box B, we also have a top loading and a side loading, and you can put up to 20 pounds in these boxes, starting at $6.16. Our largest box holds up to 25 pounds, and this is something that we also lowered the rate on because we did have it kind of priced a little bit high from what our customers were telling us. So we lowered the rate on our regional rate box C to $9.85 as a starting point. So if you can put 25 pounds in that box, that's all that's going to cost you. Okay, so along with that, we have the free packaging. We have all these regional rate boxes, our flat rate boxes, and just our other boxes that are available at USPS.com are all available to you. You can order them online, or we have a toll-free number that you can call and order supplies as well. We have free package pickup. We have free insurance on our Priority and in our Priority Express of $50 for our commercial-based users and $100 for our Commercial Plus users. We have free hold for pickup. We have the free package forwarding like we talked about before, and the free returns and the free address correction. So we've got a lot of extra free services built into our products. Now, one of the things that we also have is the free tracking, as long as you are doing your labels electronically. And I want to tell you, it is really important to know that if you are getting commercial-based prices right now, and you are using USPS.com for your labels, or Indicia.com or Stamps.com, that is great, and you're not going to see any changes, and you have no concerns. If you are using a meter right now and are getting commercial-based prices, starting at the end of this month, if you do not have that intelligent mail package barcode on there that will give you the tracking, you will end up paying retail rates on those packages. So I think that's important for you to know. Our tracking, if you haven't checked it lately, is pretty much comparable with UPS and FedEx. They just did a study last year on it, and all of the packages were sent to all 8 zones from 3 different sites. They were sent from the East Coast, the West Coast, and Chicago, and they tested the scans on them, and all of us had between 10 and 11 scans. So we were pretty even on the number of scans that we were getting on packages. We actually delivered the packages quicker on both the packages that were mailed out on Monday and the ones that were mailed out on Thursday, and we actually came in at a lower price. So if you would like more information about that study, I would be glad to share that with you. And you're going to have my name, email, phone number at the end of this presentation. So if there's anything that I can do specifically or I don't get answered for you today, just let me know, and I will be glad to follow up with you on that, okay? This next screen just shows a little bit about what our tracking looks like, so I just kind of threw that in there as extra information. And also, we do have shipping tools available to you, so if you have a website, we do have APIs out there. We've got Click and Ship for Business if you need some help printing labels, and we've also got the USPS mobile app, which is very nice for your customers to use and track their packages. We've got convenient returns for customers and several different options on that too. So if you're looking for a easy, inexpensive way to do your returns, I'd sure be glad to follow up with you on that because we do have several different options for you on returns. We have an easy and convenient claims process, and we have the Postal Service who backs us. And so we do have, and I guess just as a side note, they have done surveys over the last several years, and we are always one of the most, if not the most trusted of all government officials. And so we do have that Postal Inspection Service backing us, and I think that's part of the reason that people know us and they trust us. Talked a little bit earlier about the insurance. We do have the free insurance of $50 or $100 to cover loss or damages should something happen to one of your packages. And we also, on screen 19, we have a full service shipping worldwide. If you're doing anything international, love to talk to you about that one-on-one. We've got so many options. Our next screen kind of shows some of the options and some of, to help you determine which of our products might be a best fit for you. Okay, another thing that I did really want to talk to you about, and I mentioned it just a little bit earlier, was the impact of the dimensional weight. And what has happened is, starting in 2015, UPS Ground and FedEx Ground delivery are modifying their shipping rates. What they were doing, the rates were based on the weight of the package, but the new shipping rate method will be based on the size of the package. So the pricing of this program is known as dimensional weight pricing, or known as dim weight. And it's important for you to know this because it changes really what's going to cost. And when I talk to you about, I don't want you having any surprises when your bill comes in, I think that this is the one thing that if customers do not know about it, you might know that there's a rate increase, but if you don't know about the dimensional weight charge that they have put in place, that could be a significant addition to your bill. The Wall Street Journal had a really good example that talked a little bit about dimensional weight. They said if you're sending a package that is 17 by 17 by 17, and you're shipping toilet paper in this box, that in 2014, that package would cost you about $8. As of this year, with the dimensional weight charges in place, that same package is going to start at about $20. So that's a huge, huge change, and this kind of just shows you some of the impacts on that screen there. And actually, you can see down here that 6 by 6 by 6 box is already being impacted because that is going to be a minimum of a 2-pound charge. So you might only have 6 or 8 ounces in that package there, and if you would send that with the Postal Service, that's what you would be paying. But with UPS or FedEx, the dimensional weight will kick in, and that'll start at 2 pounds. This just talks a little bit about the actual versus the billable weight, and some more examples about the dimensional weight. One of the things that I think is really significant is that if you are not currently getting commercial-based prices, that's something that we really want to make sure that you work towards. And it's a very easy thing for you to do. You just need to be able to print your labels with that Intelligent Mail Package barcode. We've got several options. With the Postal Service, you can go to USPS.com and you can use our service free of charge, and that will give you all the tracking, the insurance, and the commercial-based prices that you're looking for. Another thing that you might want to try is we do have a couple of business partners who also are really great if you're sending out a lot of packages, and that would be Indicia.com or Stamps.com. And the things that they can do for you is they will keep track of your address information. You will be able to download all of the information of your shipping that you send out. And since it's downloaded in like an Excel file, you can manipulate the data. So if you need to identify what you sent to a certain zip code, you can filter it out by that. Or if you want to find out how many packages you sent from January 12th through November 18th, you can choose the dates of what you want to see. Or you can say, well, I want to know how many first-class packages I had or the cost of my priority mail packages. All those things you're able to do with them. They do have a small fee each month, and I think it starts at about $15-something a month. But if it's something that you would like to try one of those business partners, I have a source code that I would be willing to share with you, and you can try it for 90 days free of charge. I think that if you are shipping any packages right now, you really, really, really want to make sure that you are checking rates, checking what your extra charges are, and putting something in place so you can get the commercial-based prices. That's mostly what I wanted to visit with you about today. I would love to answer any questions that you might have about the Postal Services or shipping any packages. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Yeah, I got a couple questions. One of the questions is when you ship on Saturday,
okay,
and it's 2-day delivery, does Sunday count as a shipping day?
Yes, it does.
So if it says 2-day delivery and you ship on a Saturday, the customer will normally get it often on a Monday.
Right. And the other nice thing about printing the labels now, it should tell you that. If you use USPS.com, Indicia, or Stamps, or any of the other, companies that can do that, your label should be able to tell you right on there your expected delivery date.
Yeah, it says the 2 days. Probably says the actual calendar day too, but I hadn't noticed that. So.
Yeah. Another thing nice about printing your labels online with either Indicia or Stamps or a company similar to that is that if you would like to use stealth postage, you're able to do that. It'll just tell on there what the type of package is or service is and the weight of the package, but it doesn't put the cost on there. And that's kind of nice when you're doing fulfillment if you want to build in a little bit of just handling charges or things like that. Your customer won't know what you actually paid for that package. It'll just show that you sent it priority mail and it's a 2-pound package. So the stealth postage is another nice option they have available for you.
Okay, thanks.
Sure. What else can I answer for you?
Hi. I have another question.
Hey.
So I'm a student right now, and my end goal for my master's is I'm developing a online store to sell a variety of different products.
Okay.
So it's going to be T-shirts, posters, a really wide variety. What do you suggest the first step for me to make sure? Because I've never even sent a package as far as I guess from a business standpoint.
Right.
What's the first step do you suggest I do to make sure I'm getting the best rates?
Well, for one thing, you can go to USPS.com and get the API if you want to, so you know what the cost of the packages would be, and you can visit with them as well. But what I would do as far as your shipping charges to begin with, since you're just starting out, I would use Click and Ship at USPS.com because you will get that discount on your packages just by using that, and it will give you the tracking and the insurance and everything that you need. As your website starts to take off and your business starts to grow, I think that's when you want to maybe go to one of the other companies because, they will do all that record keeping and everything for you in there. They'll also, if you have an email that you put in there, they'll notify your customer by email what your shipping number, what the tracking number is. So the customer will be able to use that tracking number, link right to our website, and follow that package so they don't contact you if they have any questions about it because they'll know, okay, the package was shipped and it should be here, whatever. They can go in and actually see the scans every step along the way. And so that will help on your customer service issues and things like that as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I will tell you this, if you're sending T-shirts and posters and things like that, that's something that, if you use Stamps.com or Indicia.com, you're going to be able to do first-class packages at a discount rate also, and it will also have the tracking. So, what I might do is just, if you want to write these source codes down, you might want to go out to Stamps.com and check their website in Indicia, which is ENDICIA.com. Check their websites, and I would try one of them for 90 days while you've got my source code free of charge. See how you like it. For Indicia.com, my source code is PSR, as in Postal Service Rep, 709, S as in service. And for Stamps.com, it's USPS, as in United States Postal Service, 997. And I would go ahead and I'd sign up with whichever one you want to get started, play around with it, see how you like it, see what it does for you, and get started saving money right away, because if you're bringing those packages into the Postal Service, you are going to be paying an additional fee.
Okay, thank you for those tips.
Yeah, and especially now, especially with those shirts and posters, you should be able to send those first class and get them, way less expensive than any other option.
Regional flat rate box. There's box A and a box B, I believe. There may be more boxes, but there's an A and a B.
Right.
And it was confusing to me that if I wanted to send a regional flat rate box, that meant it had to go within, say, my part of the country, as opposed
to. Well, thank you for asking that. I appreciate that. Give me a chance to explain it a little bit better. I was a little bit nervous and talking a little fast, maybe. So, regional rate boxes are one of my favorite things that the Postal Service has available to customers. If you're shipping to, zones 1 through 4 from your business. Now, I say that because that's where the best rates are. But if you go back through those slides, you'll see that you can use regional rate boxes on any zone. But regional rate boxes, there are 5 of them. There are 2 top loading, 2 side loading. Well, there's 2 size A that goes up to 15 pounds, 2 size B that goes up to 20 pounds, and 1 box C that goes up to 25 pounds. These boxes are like the flat rate boxes, but they're not the same. They're 2 different things. We actually have just the flat rate boxes that no matter where you're sending it, no matter how much it costs, if it fits in the box, you ship it for a certain amount of money. And I can send you that rate chart for either one of them if you want to just send me an email and say, here's what I need. But the flat rate box is a little bit different because it's the absolute easiest thing you can do. If it fits in there, it ships. This is the price, no questions asked. The regional rate's a little bit different because it does have that weight limit of 15, 20, and 25 pounds on the boxes, but the prices on them are so great, especially if you're going anywhere, in the zones 1 through 4. How many times can you send a 20-pound package for $6.16? So it's just really important for you to know about these regional rate boxes. And if anyone wants me to send you samples of the regional rate boxes or samples of the flat rate boxes or just a list of what we have available, I would be more than happy to do that for you. I can send you that rate chart along with the boxes, and you can take a look at them. And what I can also do, and I didn't include it in here, but I can send you a map that has the zones, shows you where the zones are in the country, so you can take a look at the map and say, okay, well, that's zone 3, so this is a really great place to go to. I can also send you a list that will give you a breakdown. If you're going to zip code 515, it'll tell you that's a zone 2 or whatever. So I can send you both of those things as well if you just send me an email and let me know what you need, okay? Did that answer your question about regional rate boxes?
Yeah, it's a little confusing. All the others are simple.
Right.
And the regional flat rate's more complicated. I think I got a better handle on it now.
Yeah, and if I had the boxes in front of you and the chart in front of you, I think it would make it a lot easier just to explain it to you. But that box does have, one price for each zone. But that box also only has one price for each zone. Where, in addition to our flat rate boxes, we have boxes that are neither flat rate or regional rate, but they're just priority boxes that are available to you, because in addition to having flat rate amounts and regional rates, we just have a zoned rate. So you can use either your own boxes or some of our boxes that might be like a shoebox size or something like that. That if we don't have a flat rate or a regional rate, we've got these other boxes that you can take a look at as well.
It looks like to me, just running a quick test, just running some rates. The regional flat rate A box definitely save you money over the medium flat rate box, unless you're shipping it off a long way.
That is true. That's very true, and that's a good point. And that's another thing that I could send out to you is I have a chart that shows where you can do the best by using regional rate boxes and where it's better to use a flat rate or a regular box. And so that's just kind of, we'll go by zone and weight, and I can send you that as well. But you're right. It's very true. Regional rate, if it's zones 1 through 4, that's where you're going to save the most money. But if you're going 5 through 9, you probably want to go to the flat rate box because that's probably going to save you money in that direction. And especially, once you get out there to zone 7, 8, and 9, that's really where those flat rate boxes, especially the heavier they get, the further away they are, the better those are for you to use. But I would encourage any of you to send me a note and ask me to send you this information on these boxes because they really are beautiful things. So I think we just have a lot of options for you. And, like I said, the package services with the Postal Service has just really taken off because we have really priced ourselves so that we can do a really low price, great delivery service for you, especially on those packages 1 to 20 pounds. And, to save your company some money, if you're not using us in that range, I would really encourage you to take a look at what you're doing with that. If you would like me to do a cost analysis for you, if you send me your package level detail with a list of the packages, where they've gone and the size of the box and how much they weigh, I can actually do a cost analysis for you and send that back. And I would be just more than happy to do that for you as well.
What is your email address?
It's on the last screen of that email that was sent,
All right,
and
great.
it's Christine, Christine.A.Funke, it's FUNCKE @USPS.gov.
Is it safe to say that the state you're in is almost always going to be a zone 1?
Yes, usually. Well, no, it's always going to be a zone 1 or 2 usually, but occasionally there might be a few little pockets that have a zone 3, but that zone 1 and 2 have the same rate. So I would say that in many states that's the case. In some states they might have a part of a zone 3. But while your state might have part of a zone 3, maybe Kansas, Iowa, or Colorado or something might have still a zone 2 from where you're shipping. So it really just kind of depends on where you're shipping it from and where you're shipping it to. And I can, like I said, I'd be glad to send you that in both a map and a list of zip codes so you can really know which zone we're talking about. And another thing with like stamps.com or indicia.com, it's going to, if you ask for a regional rate, it'll tell you right away what the cost is on that. The reason I say it's really important for if you have someone who's doing your shipping and they are they are comparing prices. At least they believe that they're comparing prices, but they're not seeing the bill come in at the end of the month. You might want to make sure that within your company that's taking place as well. I had a customer who called me 2 weeks ago and couldn't get me in the door fast enough because he had been doing a price comparison for many years, and he put a package on the scale, and it was going to cost like $6.24 to send the package with the Postal Service. It was only going to cost about $6.10 with UPS, and so, of course, he sent it UPS. Well, what happened was he never got to see the bills as they came in, so he never saw any of those surcharges that were being added. And so when the bill came in that month, the person in accounting brought the bill into him and said, hey, can you tell me what all these extra charges are? That particular box had so many surcharges added to it between fuel surcharge, a residential, super rural, or whatever that other one is. The actual cost of that box to the customer was over $16. And he actually thought he was doing the right thing for his company by comparing prices and saving the 15-20 cents by going with UPS, when in fact he actually ended up spending about $10 more on that particular package. So just another thing to look at, because with the dimensional weight fee that is now in place, you're going to be seeing a lot more of those things, especially if you're sending anything that's lighter and in a bigger box. So I just really wanted to make sure, watch out for the dimensional weight as well. And, here's the lovely thing. With the Postal Service, everyone's our customer. And so if we can save you money on packages and bring more packages into the Postal Service, I'm all for it. But I'm also going to tell you, if you talk to me, if you're sending a 50-pound package, you're probably not going to send it with us most of the time. Now, with international, that might be a whole different story, because our international rates are just really very good in all weight categories. But in most cases, if you have any kind of discount with UPS or FedEx, those heavier packages, you're probably still going to save money by using them. And so that's why I encourage you to kind of just do some rate shopping, and that way you can do the best for your business. You can, when it makes sense to send it with us, you can do it that way. If it makes sense and saves you money sending it with UPS and FedEx, then that's really what we want you to do. Although we'll take everything, up to 70 pounds. I'm not trying to push any business away. I'm just saying there are certain areas where we're all going to do the best for you. And on the lighter packages, you're going to find that we are really going to be able to do a great job for you. Do we have any other questions? Well, I really appreciate the chance to visit with you and just to share some information about our packages. Certainly, again, use my phone number, use my email. If I can help you in any way, that's what I'm here for. I'm glad to do it. We appreciate all of you. We appreciate your business, and I thank you for your time and allowing me to be part of your Grow Nebraska.
Well, thank you, Christy, for coming in and sharing all of this information with us. So we really appreciate having you come in and help us out. And for everybody else on the call, we will be sending out an email with a short survey that you can fill out about this training, as well as Christy's contact information. So if you do think of additional questions, or if you want to send her any of that information so she can do that analysis for you, things of that nature, that will be included in the email. And we are also going to be asking if there are any topics or speakers that you would especially like to hear from in our upcoming Third Thursday trainings. But again, I want to say thank you, Christy. Thank you to MPPD for sponsoring, and thank you everyone else for attending today. So I hope you all have wonderful days.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.